Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. So today, I'm sitting here. I wouldn't say annoyed, but I really should say I am annoyed from the events that happened yesterday. So to give you guys a recap, if you guys are wondering why episode 44 is not available on our Instagram page and our other platform pages, yesterday in the middle of the live that was done by myself, my co-host Rob Sarasula, my two guests that joined me, Malik Bamba and Fred Harris, we had one heck of an episode going on. We debated who was the better player between Giannis and Kevin Durant, and we gave our NBA award predictions during that episode. At the very last award, I believe we went over Coach of the Year before the live cut off. We all lost connection with each other, and the Instagram live never saved. I was never able to retrieve that data for you guys, so that is lost, unfortunately. The audio version, however, is available on our Apple Podcast page. It's now available as of now. So I thought me and the guys did so good. The four of us did so good together last night, I should say, that the four of us will be doing episode 45 for you guys next week, talking about more NBA as we head into the NBA playoffs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a video version just of myself talking about episode 44 and the topics that me and the guys went over yesterday. So the first topic that we went over, we debated which player was the better player between two Hall of Fame players in the making, and Giannis and Kevin Durant. Rob's, Malik, and Fred all said that Kevin Durant was the better player. I was the odd one out and disagreed strongly. I said that Giannis is the better player, in my opinion, at the moment than Kevin Durant. I believe what he did last season, he has surpassed him, and the two players being compared to each other at the time, and I'll get to that in a second. But the reason why I really do truly believe that Giannis is better than Kevin Durant, I believe he's a more dominant player. I think he's a more athletic person than Kevin Durant. I think he's bigger, obviously, than Kevin Durant. I think he's stronger, obviously, than Kevin Durant. And I think he's more faster than Kevin Durant. The way that he operates on the basketball floor during fast breaks, I know Kevin Durant's pretty slim, pretty fast himself, but the way that Giannis moves, I think I got to give the faster edge to Giannis over Kevin Durant. I think I got a good reaction out of them last night, and the people that were in the live, for those who watched. I really do believe at this point of Giannis' career, he is a better offensive threat than Kevin Durant. That is a big ooh and ah reaction to that. But the way how Giannis is just an unstoppable force in the paint, I think he's the best big man since Shaquille O'Neal has been playing basketball. That's how highly I think of Giannis, and that's probably a lot of people's intake on Giannis who follows the NBA the way I follow the NBA. So I really believe that he's a better offensive threat than Kevin Durant. Now, obviously, I would give the paint advantage to Giannis. Obviously, you're going to give the shooting advantage to Kevin Durant. But don't sleep on Giannis. Giannis is evolving his game day by day, game by game. If you guys watch the footage and watch the tape, he's not the best shooter. Is he one of the best shooters? No, but his three-point percentage from when he first entered the league from the last two seasons, especially last year, and he's improving it this year. His three-point percentage numbers aren't the flashiest, but they're definitely going up. His jump shot percentages away from the paint, his field goal percentages, I should say, away from the paint have definitely risen. He's becoming a better shooter. He's not becoming one-dimensional like he once was. His basketball IQ has definitely gotten way better. He's a better passer than what he used to be early in his career. And I think I would give basketball IQ to Giannis over Kevin Durant as well. So I think the world knows, obviously, that Giannis is the better defensive player than Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, if he would want to, I mean, the way how his frame is, he's tall, he's lengthy, he's very slim. He's got the nickname Slim Reaper for a reason. I would have thought Kevin Durant would have upped his defensive game at this point of his career, but obviously he hasn't. So Giannis is obviously the better defensive player than Kevin Durant, one of the best defensive players in the league. And the icing on the cake for me of why I truly believe Giannis has surpassed Kevin Durant and is a better player than him is Giannis' career accolades, in my opinion, are more prestigious and more valuable than what Kevin Durant's is at this point in their respective careers. This is what I said. It's a pretty tough debate, because I remember when I put on the poll for you guys a couple days ago, I asked the question, who's the better player? You guys said Kevin Durant. 71% of you said Kevin Durant was the better player. myself and the few others that said Giannis was only 29% believe that Giannis is the better player. But the career accolades is really the icing on the cake because I'm looking at their resumes. Giannis is a former NBA champion. Obviously, the Milwaukee Bucks are the reigning defending NBA champions right now. He has his championship that he won last year. He's now a former Finals MVP and a former two-time Defensive Player of the Year. I look at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a former MVP, but the last time we've seen him win an MVP award was when he was playing with Westbrook in his days with OKC, and that was six, going on 7 years ago. So it's been quite some time since Kevin Durant has held that prestigious award. Obviously, he does not have any Defensive Player of the Year awards to him. He is a two-time NBA champion and two-time Finals MVP. But I just gotta say that Giannis's ring is more prestigious than Kevin Durant. We all know the backstory of how Kevin Durant, in the days when OKC was playing with Russ, they were up 3-1 on the Golden State Warriors team, who had the best record in NBA history. Up 3-1, got a chance to play the Cavs in the finals that year. You go on to lose 3 games in a row, you're out. That following summer, you had so many opportunities to go elsewhere, and you decided to go to the team that beat you. You decided to line yourself up with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, and Andre Iguodala at the time. And it created a dynasty that the world of basketball did not like. They despised the dynasty that was being created by the Warriors, and therefore I believe that Giannis's 1 ring is more valuable and more prestigious than Kevin Durant's 2 rings combined. Last year, Giannis's finals run was truly a great story to watch as a basketball fan. And the postseason run, I'm going to go over it real quick with you guys. Giannis ended up sweeping the Miami Heat last year in the first round, my Miami Heat team. The Miami Heat team that was in the bubble the previous year, it was in the NBA Finals playing against the Lakers. Obviously, the Heat came up short, lost the series 4-2, and the Lakers won the championship that year. The Heat were still going into that playoff series. We're still the reigning, defending Eastern Conference champions. And Giannis and company just flat out swept the Miami Heat. Then you go on to the next round where they did play Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. Yes, Kevin Durant's Brooklyn Nets it was a good matchup, a good 7-game series that went all the way to Game 7. Obviously, down that stretch, we seen Kyrie Irving go out with injury. We seen James Harden playing it through an injury. He was basically an injury-prone player, basically a decoy out there because he wasn't doing much, but he was still out there hustling for his team, but wasn't really contributing on the offensive side of the basketball. And Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Brooklyn Nets in Game 7 to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. They beat a red-hot Atlanta Hawks team, Trae Young and company last year, a really young, talented team. They went on to beat them and went on to the NBA Finals. Then they faced the Phoenix Suns. They were down 2-0 in that series, and myself and Rob, when we first started the podcast, we said the series was over, it was down. The Suns definitely had that wrapped up, but kudos to Davon and Curtis for saying that Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks will find a way to come back and win the NBA championship. They surely did that. They came back from a 2-0 deficit, won the series 4-2, and in Game 6, this is where I really think the separation really started, in my opinion. Game 6, playing at home. If you lose this game, you're going on Game 7 on the road in a win or lose situation with the NBA Finals on the line. Giannis came through for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Milwaukee fan base. He dropped a 50-piece at home to get the Bucks a championship and win his first championship. The way Giannis did it is truly remarkable. There's still players out there that's still not trying to sell out and win championships the way that Giannis did last season. One name that comes to mind is Damian Lillard. We'll see how his future is with the Portland Trail Blazers. But the way that Giannis has did this, won his championship last year with the Milwaukee Bucks, it's just more prestigious, more valuable in my opinion than Kevin Durant's 2 NBA Finals that he's won and his 2 NBA Finals MVPs that he's won. I would say Giannis has won as more prestigious, more valuable than Kevin Durant's 2s. So that's how I feel between the players. Obviously, things can change, but definitely I like the story that Giannis is putting together. He could have went the route. And I should say this before I end the topic. Giannis could have went on and signed. There was rumors and speculation, heavy speculation last summer. when they were knocked out by the Miami Heat in the second round of the NBA bubble, that he was going to go on to sign with the Miami Heat in the 2021 summer and sign a 5-year mega deal with the Miami Heat. Obviously, he didn't go anywhere. He stayed put in Milwaukee and won them a championship last year. So that's how I feel between the two players, and I will always, to this moment, feel that Giannis is the better player than Kevin Durant.